We're about to dive into something that honestly feels a little bit like magic. How in the world do we turn a goopy, thick liquid into a thread that's strong enough to make the very clothes on our backs? Let's get right into it.
I mean, really think about it. It just seems impossible, right? You start with this, viscous liquid, and it ends up as the fabric of your kurta or your favorite t-shirt. Well, the secret is all down to one small but incredibly powerful device.
So, to really get our heads around this, let's start with something you probably used this morning, a shower head. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it's actually the perfect way to understand this super high-tech process.
Okay, so here's the core idea. Picture that shower head. But instead of water, imagine we're forcing a thick, syrupy liquid through it. That liquid is called a polymer, which is really just a fancy word for long, microscopic chains of molecules. Now, as this liquid gets pushed out of the tiny holes, it doesn't create streams of water. It forms continuous, solid filaments. And those little filaments? That's the beginning of every thread.
So it's the same basic principle, but with one absolutely game-changing difference. With your shower head, water goes in, it's forced through holes, and, well, water comes out. Simple. But for a spinneret, a liquid polymer goes in, gets pushed through microscopic holes, and a solid fiber comes out. That one little switch, from liquid in, liquid out, to liquid in, solid out, is what makes the entire world of synthetic fabrics possible.
And that incredible device finally has a name, the Spinneret. It's this amazing, precision-engineered plate that does all the heavy lifting, performing that incredible conversion from liquid to solid. It's literally the foundation of the entire synthetic textile industry. The whole process really boils down to three main stages. First, you get your polymer ready as a liquid. Second, you extrude it, which is just a cool way of saying you force it through the spinneret. And third, the moment those filaments emerge, they have to be solidified. That can happen through cooling, evaporation, or even a chemical bath. But the point is, they instantly turn into solid strands.
But here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. For all our clever engineering, we didn't actually invent this process from scratch. Nope. We actually copy the idea from some of nature's most skilled weavers. Turns out, spiders and silkworms have been doing this for millions of years. They create a liquid protein inside their bodies and then push it out through their own natural spinnerets to create silk, which is one of the strongest natural fibers on the entire planet. We just looked at that and said, hey, we can build a metal version of that. It's biomimicry at its absolute best. So we copied nature's blueprint. But of course, we couldn't just leave it at that. We had to add our own twist. We figured out that we could completely change how a fabric feels and looks, not by changing the liquid, but just by changing the shape of the tiny holes it passes through. And this, my friends, is where the real design magic happens. If you use a simple round hole, you get a perfectly smooth, regular fiber. But, and this is so cool, if you change that hole to a three-lobed or trilobal shape, suddenly the fiber catches the light in a totally different way. That's how you get that high luster, that beautiful silk-like feel you see in so many fabrics. Or what if you make the hole hollow, like a tiny donut? Well, then you trap air inside the fiber, making a fabric that's incredibly lightweight and a fantastic insulator. It's all about the shape. All right, so let's bring all this industrial science right back home, to the clothes we see and wear every single day. From high-tech activewear to gorgeous traditional garments like the sari. I mean, just look at this list. Rayon, nylon, polyester, acrylic. These are the absolute workhorses of the modern wardrobe, and every single one of them is born from a spinneret. Think about the beautiful flowing drape of a rayon dupatta, or the incredible strength and sheen of a nylon sari. How about the tough, easy-to-wash feel of a polyester kurta? All of those unique qualities, all of them, started as a specific liquid polymer being squeezed through a specifically shaped hole. So seriously, the next time you're out shopping or even just getting dressed and you feel the texture of a fabric or you see how it catches the light, just stop and remember where that all started. What you're actually feeling, what you're seeing, is a design choice that was made at a microscopic level, the shape of a tiny hole in a metal plate.
And that kind of leaves us with a fun question to chew on, right? Now that you know the secret, if you could design your very own spinneret, what would you do? Would you make a star-shaped fiber for a fabric that just glitters like crazy? Or maybe a square one for a totally unique rough texture? The possibilities are pretty much endless, and it all starts with that one simple, incredible idea: turning a liquid into a thread.